Today we are in conversation with Kevin Lynch, Chief Executive Officer of Optiv. Kevin is a seasoned executive with more than 35 years of experience, honed his leadership skills from Deloitte, and has joined Optiv as a Chief Executive Officer and a board member. Kevin's main focus is on honing the tech talent prevalent across the different countries Optiv is present, and that's the main contribution to the growth of Optiv. Today we are in conversation with Mr. Kevin Lynch, Chief Executive Officer from Optiv. How are you doing, Kevin? Today?
Wonderful. It's great to be here in India. Okay. It's great to be with our team. It's not unfamiliar for me, but it's been too long between trips, so I'm just excited to be with our team.
Oh, congrats on your new office. It's beautiful. The murals are great.
It's incredible. It's incredible. The energy, the optimism, it's amazing. But as I shared with our team today, it's not about the glass and the steel and the computers. It's about the people, right? This is just a building, but the incredible talent that we have here and the optimism about our future, that's what's really driving this.
Oh, good. Congratulations. And on that note, let's talk about the current expansion, Optiv's growth, and your vision further.
Well, so when we think about ourselves, we think about ourselves as a category of one participant in a really vibrant market of security and resilience. And we have a vision that's maybe a little different than others. Our vision is one of delivering outcomes to our clients and being able to do that in almost any of their needs. If you look at this marketplace, it's clearly evolving. Years back in security, people would talk about what I would call inputs. They would say, I need to buy a firewall or an endpoint protection, maybe somebody managing some of the environment, maybe some authorized support. But it was all broken and fragmented, and it was very much an input-centric industry. I think we're in a state of evolution where this industry is changing, and now the watchword is outcomes. Now the watchword is integrating different assets and building a fabric of defense and resilience where multiple tools and capabilities and talent all work in unison to deliver an outcome. And so that's the vision that we share, is one where we can meet a client wherever they are in terms of a immature or highly mature posture related to security and resilience. And then how do we actually take them on a stronger journey and really add value into that relationship? So that's what we've been focused on.
Okay. And what are your further expansion plans?
So this is a great step in that direction. Okay. When we started in Optiv India, we started small, and we started through an acquisition. Not an uncommon path. Yes. But in my background, coming from a larger scale professional services environment, I've been through the journey of starting with 300 to 500 people in country and growing to 45,000 and beyond. Right? So I know what scale looks like, and I know how it can make a big difference in terms of a delivery center and a delivery environment. For us, we've learned, many of us have that experience. We've learned a lot, and we've brought something, again, slightly different to this environment. We do believe scale matters. So we believe that anytime we have a cohort of people focused on our mission, we don't want it to be fragmented. You know, small environments don't make a good difference. So we thought about Bangalore. We love the talent environment here. We love the culture that we have here. And we see our presence here growing from 500 today to well over 1,500 in this center alone. Okay. And then we see other cities as other environments for centers. And whether that's Pune, whether that's Chennai, whether it's Hyderabad, you know, we haven't made that choice yet, but we do see a multi-delivery center fabric here in India as part of what we provision to our clients.
Yes, and you mentioned like, you know, a scale of 45 to what, 1,000% coming on to 45,000, that's huge, right? Because you're
it's massive. It's massive. It's massive, and yes, that was countrywide. Yeah. You know, my experience has been that if you look at minimum efficient scale for a delivery center, 500 people or less is really hard to have an effective scale. Now that's in a multi-services capability environment. For us, what's unique about Optiv is we're focused solely on security and resilience. This is the market we serve. We don't do things that are sort of outside of that focus where we would be distracted. And so for us, 500 is a really comfortable number that we can grow from. We certainly are at minimum efficient scale, but we think this center should be 1,500 people minimally, if not bigger. Okay. And we certainly see the growth happening.
So I like your thought, there should be a point, that you have a point of concentration, right?
Yes, very much so.
So can you talk about the role of global captive centers, and what are the key drivers for the success stories?
So look, it's interesting. I sometimes think about this whole notion of a delivery center is almost like sandpaper on someone's skin. It's like,
Okay,
it's terminology that makes you think like, is that really the way we look at the world or not? We're very passionate at Optiv about something called One Optiv. We believe in a company that shares a common set of values, and most importantly, a focus on a mission. And our clients' outcomes and their success and securing the greatness that they've created is our real mission. And so there's a universal binder, if you will, that makes us all Optiv colleagues, whether someone's in Bangalore or Kansas City or Denver or Maryland or Washington, D.C., that we're all commonly bound by that. But then at the same time, we love the diversity of our environment. We love the fact that we have people that are in all facets of capabilities and experience and age and gender and every other facet of diversity. So I look at my incredible colleagues here in India, and I love them for what's unique about them, but I don't think of them as a delivery center that's offshore. I think of them as part of Optiv and part of who we are. So that's a balancing point that's sometimes lost in the nuance, but for us it's really important. When I spoke to our people earlier today as we cut the ribbon on this facility and really marked this great moment of celebration, it wasn't about this is for you as a building and for you to be a delivery center. It was, this is for you as people that have made a difference, and we're giving you an even more effective environment to do that. But there's so much energy and so much for us to learn from you and from you from us. So I think of it as much more entangled as a fabric of how we solve clients' problems.
Okay.
But delivery centers, if you want to use that word, are really important because I think one of the issues that people face is why would you expand internationally? Why do people do it? The long-held conjecture about growing delivery center capability, again, if we use that terminology,
Yes.
has always been around, can I chase the sun? Can I chase lower costs to do it? And I'm always a little bothered by that. I've never once looked at our talent here in country as a lower cost place to do something. I look at it as a talent market. This is an amazing market of talent, of vibrant human beings that want to make a difference. I sat with our managers yesterday and I asked them, like, what's the one thing that brought you here and keeps you here, that you wouldn't give up if you had a choice to go somewhere else? And the consistent answer from almost every manager was growth, personal and professional development and growth.
Okay.
That's powerful, right? And you don't get there by doing something over being lower cost. You actually start to think about, how do I serve a client with a very different but complementary base of talent? And how do I serve around the clock? And if I can do it efficiently in terms of cost, that's wonderful, but that's never the starting position for us.
I love the thought that you think that it's one for all for one. That
Yes.
kind of
Yes.
bringing calling it as a tech talent center rather than a delivery center. Yeah, that's how you would like.
That's
to
the
put
way
it.
we look at
Yes.
it. But and also
Yes.
appreciating the differences and the diversity in our population. Like, it's incredible to take stock of all the cultural differences. Most of our company is in North America. There are differences across that land, but there are differences here in India too, state and region to region.
You have languages, you have demography, you have
It's
so
beautiful.
many
It's
differences.
beautiful,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
It's absolutely beautiful. And so really embracing that difference in diversity, but having a unifier across all of that diversity, which is at the end, there's a client that we serve that's got a critical mission that we serve. And so it's got to be a personal commitment and ambition to serve them well. And that's a unifying effect. If we have someone working on a client's case and it's a team that's combined of folks here in Bangalore and in Kansas City and in Denver and in the field, that's a beautiful thing, a really beautiful thing.
Okay. So using your terminology as a tech talent center, how do you think it is going to enable or give some, be a win-win for emerging technologies?
This is one of the things that excites me the most. So I think in historical times, you would see some of our competitors try and stand up a delivery center and think about it being a set of folks trained on one technology. So sitting at a terminal, focused on one technology, and really, again, more of an input in versus an outcome-oriented situation. When I look at where our industry is going and where our clients' expectations are going, that's no longer sufficient. Most of our clients carry between 85 and 120 different security tools in their technology stack. That's a lot of capability. For them, what they really want is a provider like Optiv that has a unique perspective on that landscape of technology to not only manage one asset, but to manage at the intersection of several, and increasingly bring some of those capabilities together to integrate them and deliver that as a managed service, which requires a lot more than just watching a console. It requires expertise and growth and development. So increasingly, we're bringing our partner ecosystem, the technology partners that we work so closely with, and integrating those capabilities. And so when I think about it in the lens of our team here, I need a team in country here and a team in our other markets that can actually deliver against that mandate. You know, if you look at security and resilience, there are, by our nomenclature, somewhere between 40 and 45 different domains in this industry. We have to have expertise in all of those domains. But increasingly, when we think about the biggest areas, we have to be able to bring those together and deliver that in unison for our client. I think the days of our clients having so many vendors, if I can use that term, to do little things for them and a sea of vendors, that's complexity for them. I think they want to increasingly look for scaled players that are strong in expertise, financially healthy, growing, vibrant, attracting talent, retaining great talent, developing talent that can do many things for them as really a core partner in a very difficult mission of protecting their organization.
You've already taken on, answered some part of the question which I'm going to ask. What are the challenges you face or the expectation from enterprise security solution providers?
You know, look, this is difficult. This is if you wanted to find an industry that was big and vibrant and growing but easy, security is not it. It's big and vibrant and growing, but it's a challenging environment. Our clients have high expectations that continue to grow. For us, we have to solve their problems. If you think about in North America, when we look at our client base there, and we take the very top of that client base, the Chief Information Security Officer for those organizations, on average, is in that role for less than 3 years. So in that 3-year period of time or less, they're really not solving problems, they're really transitioning problems. They're accumulating a lot of technical debt. They haven't gotten their architecture and their programs to really work in unison yet. They're struggling to find talent and keep talent, and they're just being besieged with regulatory layer upon regulatory layer around information security, data privacy, et cetera, right? And so they live in a hard and complex world. Our mission is to solve all that complexity for them. Our mission is to make their lives easier, but no less secure, right? For that to work, we need great, great talent. I feel very badly for the organizations that we compete against that might have voluntary attrition that's in the high 20th percentile, even in the mid to upper 30 percentile, depending on where you sit in the industry. And for us, we're a small fraction of that, which speaks to our culture here. It speaks to the fact that we really would connect with our professionals and even connect to their lives locally. That matters to us. It speaks to the fact that we want to invest in our communities. It's not just being a for-profit business, but we want to actually invest in our communities and do things that are giving back. And we do that in every single environment we're in. So we did a hackathon here this week with some local organizations to really give back to the local communities. We do that wherever we possibly can. We have a program that we call Optiv Chips In, which is a little bit of a mixed metaphor on technology chips, but it's us chipping in, and it's our program around wherever we do a major event, wherever we have a major center, we're going to find something we can do to give back to the community, right? So that we're trying to create an environment here that's less about a place to go work and make a salary. Those are all very important things, and more about a place where you get to participate in really drafting your legacy in this world. You want to make a difference. I mean, many would argue, and I'd be fronting that line to say, all the talented people in this world can go find a job very easily. If you want to work, there's plenty of work out there. And if you find that you're not in the job you want, you can go find another one and another one. Finding a job isn't that hard. Finding a place to make a difference, finding a place to write your legacy in the world, that's much harder. So that's really what we're trying to do. Yes, we've got 500 people here growing to 1,500, and yes, they're employed and we love them. What I love more is the fact that we're giving them a fabric to paint something beautiful on, to build something that's really special in this industry, and to build a legacy for themselves and their colleagues where they invest in one another. That's rare, and we want to do something that's really unique and rare.
On that note, thank you very much for this conversation, Kevin. We love the fact that you are concentrating on talent and encouraging it and trying to retain them.
Thank you.
Thank
It's
you
really
very much.
important to us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.